channel. My name is Margaret, and on this episode I'm going to be discussing relationship. I'm going to be having relationship talk. I'm going to be talking around relationship. Yeah, I don't think I've done any video on relationship. I'm not. Nah, I don't think so. But today I'm going to be talking about 10 important questions to ask your partner during courtship. Yeah, I'm going to be talking about 10 important questions to ask your partner during courtship. And as we know, courtship period is an important period in the life of a Christian dating couple or courting couple. It's very, very important because the period where you get to bond, you get to understand yourself, you get to familiarize yourself, you get to learn about one another, your likes and dislikes, and build. You get to plan. Yeah, it's basically a planning period. It's a planning period. It's a period where you get to plan your future together. So today I'll be discussing 10 important courtship questions, or 10 important questions you should ask your partner during courtship. As we all know, courtship period is not a period of just going around on dates every now and then. Today you're at the mall, tomorrow you're in the beach, It's good, it's a time to enjoy yourself, but you should not be carried away with the fun. We should also be critical. We should also consider to ask each other important questions. Ask yourselves important questions. Number one on my list is purpose. You have to ask your partner, what is your purpose in life? What is your purpose? The funny thing is, some people get to discover their purpose early, while some, in fact, it's as if they never got to discover it, even at the time of the courtship. Now, this is not to say when you ask your partner what their purpose is, the answer could either be, it's an open-ended question, yeah, you expect them to talk. Now, the answer could either be, oh, this is what my purpose is. My purpose is raising this and that and that. My purpose is touching life through this and this, or whatever. You get? Or it could be, I'm here to figure it out. Whatever the answer is, will determine the next step you're going to take or you're going to talk about. So if your partner is telling you this is what my purpose is, okay, before every courtship as a Christian, it's expedient and it's very, very important that you seek the face of God. You pray, you get conviction about what you're going into. Because we have many good people, but it's not everybody that is for you. You understand? So it's not everybody that is for you. God knows who would work well with you, even though the blueprint and the major and general requirement is that believers should not be unequally yoked with unbelievers. You get? So that's a general, that means a believer, because that one is non-negotiable. On the other hand, you have to pray to be sure, okay, God is giving you a go ahead. Even if God is not giving you the fact that God does not give you a go ahead for a particular person does not mean the person is not a good person. It may just be that you people cannot work together. You understand? So God knows us better. So it's very important before this dating, first date during courtship, it's important to pray to seek the face of God and just allow God lead you. Then we can go to talking about the courtship questions and everything. So I said the first is you ask your partner about their purpose. Now, their purpose, like I said earlier, I said, is either your partner tells you this is my purpose, or your partner tells you, oh, I'm here to figure it out. Whichever way. If your partner tells you this is their purpose, quite all right, congratulations. If your partner says, oh, I'm here to figure it out, what you can do to help, because in a relationship, I believe it's not just about taking, it's about giving. You should be open to giving. You should be willing and ready to give to help the other person become a better person, and the other person was willing and ready to help you to become a better person too. So you are going to be helping the person. I'm not of the opinion that the fact that your partner said they are here to figure out what their purpose is, I say that means you're serious and you leave them. No. So far you're convinced. And I'm not. This is my personal opinion. This is my personal opinion. I'm not of the opinion you should say, oh no. You can give them time. Okay, I'm going to give you 1 week. Like an assignment. I'm going to give you 1 week. Do it this way. Pray like this. So that you get to discover, okay, this is what God has called me to do. Or this is what I'm supposed to be doing on earth. You can give the person time to pray. And use yourself as a Christian. You pray that God give this person clarity and direction. And I'm very sure if you are doing it with the same heart, I'm telling you, by the time you meet in that 1 week, the person will come out with the answer that this is what my purpose is. So in a situation where the person is already clear about their purpose, you go on to ask what is their own vision, because the vision and the purpose, they are intertwined, they are related. The vision is where what you see, where do you see yourself? Yeah, that's basically where do you see yourself. You can ask them, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Where do you see yourself in the next 10 years? You know, it should tally and it should align with their purpose. They will tell you where they see themselves, and then that's very important. The mission is basically the purpose. Yeah, we can, if you define mission is why I am here, and that is my purpose. Why vision is where I am going to, or where I want to see myself in the next 10, 5, 15, 20 years to come. The second question is around their belief system. What do they believe in? Don't assume. Assumption is not something, it's not a way to go when it comes to relationship. Don't assume. Ask your partner, what is your belief system? What do you believe in terms of Christ as a Christian? Okay, what do you believe about Christ? Because believing, Bible says the devil believes and trembles. So believing, what do you believe? I believe. Every time say I believe. But what do you believe about Christ? You have to be on the same page. You have to be on the same page. Okay, I believe that Christ is the Son of God. That's belief. What do you believe? Then their own belief system. What do they believe about life? Are they the people that is your partner a kind of person that believes whether I stand up or I don't stand up, what will be? Or your partner is someone that believes in taking responsibility for their life. Like, whatever happens to me is a result of what I do and what I don't. It's a result of my decision. You need to know what your partner's belief system is about. You need to know. So, and you need to get to a point. You need to agree. Oh, this is my own belief, this is your own belief, then get to a point. The third one is, what is the strategy? Okay, you talked about, or she. Yeah, this question is basically from a lady to a guy. So I'm talking from the point of view of the lady. Okay, what's your strategy in achieving your goal? You want to be this in the next 10 years. You want to raise 1,000. You want to employ 1,000 people. You want to empower 2,000 people. You want to feed the whole of Africa. You want to train the whole of the youth in your community. You want to, whatever it is, what is their strategy? The importance of this question is that it will help you to know where to fit in and where to help. As a lady, you are helpmate. You are meant to help your man. So you are going to ask that question. It's going to help you. I am going to be jotting down the answers, because you too, you will take it back home and do your assignments. You don't do your homework. Okay, where am I going to come in? Where am I going to be able to help? Where does my own purpose as a lady fit into his purpose as a man? Because we have to be able to work together. You cannot have ministry in mind and go and say you want to go and marry maybe someone that is a businessman. It's your choice though, but you will need to look at it critically, as in you need to look at it very well. Like, this person I'm going to be in relationship with does not have any ministry in mind, and this is me. I'm called to be, let's say, a prophet, or I'm called to be a teacher or a pastor or something, and the other person is not even thinking of ministry. Except God is really giving you go ahead. You need to really reconsider that. So their strategy on how they intend to achieve it, the essence of that is to help you. That's the third. The essence of that is to help you to analyze and see where you can come in and where your own purpose fits into their purpose. The fourth question is, who inspires them? You need to be sure of who you're dealing with. Who inspires him or her? You need to ask yourself these questions. Who inspires you and why? Okay, why do you feel, oh, some people say, oh, the person that inspires me is Pastor Paul Enenche, Dr. Paul Enenche. Some people say, oh, it's Pastor Chris Oyakhilome. Some people say, oh, it's Daddy Kumuyi. Some people say, oh, it's Ayodele Babalola, the same late Ayodele Babalola, Some people will just tell you things. This person that inspires me. So you need to know who inspires them. You need to know why they are. And some people say they are inspired by Brian Tracy, this man that talks about leadership and all this. Some people say they are inspired by Fela Durotore. Some people say they are inspired by Sam Adeyemi. Some people say they are inspired by Pastor Nike Adeyemi. Anybody, Some people can say they are inspired by Daddy Adeboye. So you need to know who inspires them and why. Why do they want to give their best? Why do they want to do what they are doing? Another question is, who are they accountable to? That's number 5. Who are they accountable to? It's a disaster when there's no one you can report your partner to. Marriage is not a place where you say, oh, we start talking to everyone about your partner. But there should be one person that can call your partner into order, that can call them into order. When they're not doing things they should go, there should be one person you can talk to. So you need to know who they are accountable to. Who can ask them questions, who can tell them sit and they will sit, who they respect. You need to know who your partner respects. Another question, which is the 6th one, is what motivates them. Some people are motivated by the fact that money. Some people are motivated by money or success. When they see that whatever they are doing is yielding return, they will be motivated to do more. So anything can motivate any man. So you need to know what motivates your partner. Another thing is principle. What is their principle? Because the truth is, their personal principle will tell us on how to respond to issues, on how they respond to issues, on how they are going to raise the children. You know, when a man has a principle of, I'm looking for a very simple example. Let's say, regardless of, if you are someone that is, okay, let me use in terms of, because it relates to how you raise your children, it's linked to it, because your personal principle will be passed to your children. It will be passed to your children. There's no way it won't be. That's why it's important to discuss all these things and know what their principle is. So let's say, for example, okay, let me give an example. I think my friend gave this example when we were discussing this issue the other day. She was talking about how their parents talks to them when the visitor is around. Like in my house, visitor cannot be around and you are standing. Hey, right from when we are kids, you can't even try it. This one, there is no eyes. So my mom does not use eyes to talk to you. She will use cane to talk to you. She was not saying, okay, maybe some parents use this eye to talk to their children. Like they will only look at you in a kind of way. You just leave that place. You just know that my mom is going to beat me if I eat or collect anything from anyone. So it's part of it. Then another question is, how do we train our children? How do we train our children? This is linked to principles too. Like, how do you train your children? How are we going to train our children? How do they train you? Because we are coming from different places, different background, you know, different experiences, different exposure. They can't expect that we do things the same way. So you need to ask questions. How do you discipline a child, for example? Some parents is punishment. For me personally, I don't like flogging children. I like punishment. Once you offend me, kneel down, raise up your hand and close your eyes. I'm not going to play. I'm not going to watch TV. I'm not going to do anything. That's how I discipline my siblings. You won't watch TV. You won't play. So just kneel down, raise up your hand and close your eyes. You just be there until I release you. So that's how I like to discipline children instead of cane. Some people, cane works for some people. So you need to agree on how you're going to discipline and train your children. Then the last question is, what is an ideal home for you? You need to ask your partner, what is an ideal home for you? What is an ideal home for you? Okay, I think this is number 9. What is an ideal home for you? What do you see as an ideal home, like a perfect family? What's the definition of a perfect family to you? Some could be, oh, when we have 3 children, we are fulfilling ministry together, we are going, traveling the world together, you know? That could be, yeah, what they have in mind, what they want to see, what they want to achieve. So you need to discuss it and know. Don't assume that your partner likes what you like, or if you like, don't assume. Talk about everything. And lastly, you can also discuss what are your fears. Because whether we believe it or yes, some people have fears. Humans have fears. It's just that what you feed is what people will see. If you feed your faith, it will override your fears and you won't see it. Because the Bible says God has not given us a spirit of fear. Fear is not of God and it's not from God. So when you feed your faith, it will seem like you don't have any form of fear. But it's not a bad idea if you ask your partner, what's your fear? What's that thing that you're really afraid of? You will know how to help them. You know how to come. You will know this is fear. You just know how to come. And I hope these questions are very helpful. Yeah, so if you have anything that you feel you can drop it in the comment section. Likely question you can ask, or important question you can ask during courtship, you can drop it in the comment section. I believe people will be reading from there. Thank you for staying tuned. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day, and please don't forget to subscribe. If you're to subscribe, please share with your friends, share with young couples or young courting couples. Share everywhere, like and subscribe. Thank you. See you in my next video.